Welcome to the No More Late Fees podcast. I'm Jackie.
And I'm Danielle, and we're just two best friends and ex-Blockbuster employees rewatching some of the best and worst movies from the late 90s and early 2000s. But this week, we are continuing again our bonus episodes and finishing what we started as we dive into the VMAs. And this time we're doing the 2000s, 2000 to 2005, because we are in support of the WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes. And we are not talking about movies and TV completely right now, but we thought we'd dive into some of our fun memories, I guess you could say, of the VMAs. If you haven't listened to the first part of this series, make sure you go listen. And we hope you stick around because it's definitely some more fun and craziness from this time period. But we're not alone. We have our wonderful guest and friend of the show, Simone, is back again to talk about part 2, the 2000s.
Oh man.
Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Buckle up, everyone.
I was thinking Simone is back. Back
again. But before we dive in, let's get into some housekeeping.
JC better stop the Meow Mix videos because you were in sync with that one, okay?
Yes.
Love it. If you love the podcast and you want to support us, here's a few ways you can.
Did you know writing a review and or rating us helps us get more listeners? To help us grow, head over to your favorite podcasting platform and leave us a review, please.
We very much appreciate it. And you can also find us on Amazon. We have wonderful, great things on our storefront that we think you will enjoy. You can check out some of our favorites for our podcasts. You could check out how we like to celebrate a movie night. There are our favorite popcorn recommendations, snacky snacks, board games, office supplies that we like to use to set up our wonderful podcasting experience. Check it out.
Are you a Disney adult? Because there's a whole section about Disney items that I use at the park. So
definitely should check it out. If you're looking for a link, go to any of our social media pages and you can click and find our Amazon storefront. And it helps us out because we're not going to lie, we get commissions on the stuff that you buy, and you're going to buy stuff at Amazon on Amazon anyways. So why not give us a kickback? It's not hurting anybody. Now we're in the 2000s, y'all.
Woo!
Y2K.
Millennium.
We're still in New York, and now we have new hosts, Marlon and Sean Waynes. Funny thing is, I do not remember I don't remember them as hosts, barely.
I remember them pretending to be Macy Gray, and they like have the big red bush, and then Macy comments on it later on when she goes to an accept award. That's like the only thing that triggers my Wayne's brothers memory.
I do remember them like announcing Britney Spears. But like, what I guess what I mean is that they didn't like leave an impact that they were the best hosts, I guess you could say.
They did a lot of parody stuff, but that was their shtick at the time.
Yeah.
So this was during the height of the Napster war between Metallica and Napster. Right. So the co-founder, Sean Fanning, co-introduced Britney Spears. And while he was introducing her, he wore a Metallica t-shirt. And Lars Ulrich, the drummer of Metallica, was none too pleased.
Yeah. I mean, now that I think back on it and we're like looking at the strike and stuff like that, I totally understand, because really when we think about how much of the money that the artists really don't get from their albums as it is because of all the other people they have to pay, I could totally understand how upset they are. But then on the flip side, it's just like a conversation of capitalism, really and truly it is. So I feel bad that Lars got such a bad rap, but I also think he was kind of douchey about the way he did it too. So there's that.
Yeah.
My favorite line of this whole thing is that, well, Britney's performed Oops, I Did It Again. And this was so iconic because she looked naked. She did.
So she came out in what looked like a suit and like a fedora.
Yes.
And she was singing I Can't Get No Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones. And then she tore it away, and she was just in a nude spangled outfit.
Simone,
just as we're getting over the shock of the Rose McGowan dress and the little Kim boob, this was like the new year of that. And I think that's what was so exciting about the awards, is like, you don't know what you're gonna get and you don't know what you're gonna see. And this was so exciting as a kid to see. And I was, even as a young kid, always for, like, you know, Britney just being who she was, although we all know the Lolita side that goes with early Britney and how she was viewed and sexualized and treated. But damn, did this sequin jumpsuit make such an impression.
It did. And you know, I think the difference with Britney in comparison to a lot of other people is I never got the vibe that somebody was like pulling the string saying that you should wear this. I just felt like Britney kind of just knew what she wanted to do. And I also don't feel like Britney was trying to be sexy, if that makes sense. I think so many other people get pushed into that and they're in it for the shock value. But I just think did
that person want to get dirty?
Yes, that
and assless chaps.
Yes, there is a huge difference. And I think Christina was trying to stand out because her voice should have, because the industry's so fucked, her voice should have made her
a star,
like just like stand alone. She doesn't have to do anything. But because the industry is what it is, I could see that she really was trying to differentiate herself, because Britney was very clean cut. Yes, she had these outfits or whatever, but she was very PG in comparison to the extremes that Christina ended up going into. But yeah, I just felt like Britney was doing it for herself and for the girlies. You know what I mean? Like I never felt like she was doing it for the male gaze. I could be wrong.
And along with this performance, then NSYNC had their performance, and they did a whole dance where it was their heads were on TVs, and then they were dancing behind them. I enjoyed it.
I did too.
But I think this was the year that, like, anytime NSYNC won anything, like Justin and Britney were sitting together, and he would give her a kiss and things like that. So they were very much public with their relationship by this.
And it was so weird because like a lot of the other boy bands really didn't show their relationships, but for some reason their relationship was acceptable for everybody. Like, girls loved Britney so much. I mean, I'm sure there were a few that were pissed if they loved Justin, but like it was almost like you were still rooting for them and you didn't have any hate again. Like you respected you thought they were cute. They were
and it goes back to being childhood stars in that old TV show that they were in together, that it was almost like, oh, like betrothed, like they've known each other for so long.
So, and they were so sweet. Remember when they used to do those basketball tournaments together? NSYNC hosted them, and she was Pinky and he was Stinky. Those were the days.
The youth. We also get shade from Beyonce about Destiny's Child in a like a red carpet interview. Where they're like, hey, how's it going? What's going on with Destiny's Child? And she literally says, we're vocally strong now. And that's why Beyonce doesn't get to do interviews.
You guys got to go back and watch some of the old stuff because she was Virgoing all the way. Okay.
Yeah.
I do also love that I won one of these shows. I don't know if it was this or the movie awards. I think it was the movie awards where she was hosting like the red carpet, and Tom Hanks like comes up and has no idea who she is. Could you imagine, like, you don't know who Beyonce is?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's this award show. I don't know if it's this year or the next year with Nelly, but her and Nelly do go and present an award together, and like Nelly is trying to shoot his shot with Beyonce, and I'm just like, no boo.
But this was also the MTV Music Video Awards, where we get not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but multiple versions of the real Slim Shady. Multiple copycuts of bleach blonde, white t-shirt, Janko jeans that all looked like Marshall Mathers. This goes down for me, to jump the gun to what we'll talk about later. This goes down to me as like a performance that I'll never forget.
Yes. Yeah. They started outside the theater, marched down the aisles as he's performing. It was very iconic.
And as we mentioned before, this is when Rage Against the Machine, the bassist, Tim Comerford, Tim Comerford climbed onto the scaffolding of the set and just
he was rocking it.
Yeah.
Like at one point, people were encouraging him to like,
it was
jump and like crowd surf.
It was Fred Durst. His bitch ass was.
Of course it was Fred. Fucking Mr. Woodstock himself.
And he was arrested. You can see in the awards that like there's a bunch of security around the scaffolding. They're climbing up to get him down, and then it cuts to like no one else on the stage except the presenters. So obviously they cut a portion of the award show while they got him down, but he was arrested and spent overnight in jail because of it.
It was stupid shit. Speaking of stupid shit, this is the second year in a row that RIP DMX did not show up for dress rehearsals. As a result, Nelly's performance which was originally for the pre-show, was promoted to the main event. DMX, I wanted to, like I want to see it. Where were you?
Can't stop, drop, and open up shop alone.
X gonna, he didn't do nothing.
He didn't give it to us. He's a flight risk, like Lauryn Hill. Like you just
flight risk.
Can't think.
He showed up to his other shows, I think.
Did he though?
I don't know. Let's not speak ill of the dead. We miss you, boy. We miss you.
This was also Aaliyah's last appearance on the VMAs before her death. She won her 2 and only VMA awards that night for the Best Female Video and Best Video for a Film for Try Again.
Is this the yellow and black dress? I think it is.
Yes.
She looks so beautiful.
So pretty.
And then the winner of the night was Eminem for winning Video of the Year, The Real Slim Shady. He also won Best Male Video. He was up against Blink-182 for All the Small Things. D'Angelo. How anybody lose against D'Angelo in the How Does It Feel Untitled video? That
I'm thinking it was an all-male cast, the ballot.
Jealous. NSYNC's Bye 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 and Red Hot Chili Peppers Californication, which I hate that song. Don't hate me, but
I don't like. Wasn't that music video just like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 vintage? Am I wrong?
I don't know.
Is that a fever dream?
I don't know. You might be right. I feel
like
sure.
It looks like it's them in a video game. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Okay.
So let's move it up towards 2001.
Now Jamie Foxx is the host. We're in New York City. Britney Spears donned a giant snake around her neck during I'm a Slave for You. Another iconic performance. Also, this was not PETA approved. They were pissed to have the albino snake. They were not happy about this.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
she was also really there was like a tiger in the cage with her as she like was like introduced and spun around. And in the pre-show, I believe she was with Mick Jagger. She was with someone during the pre-show. Maybe it was Paul McCartney. And
they got his ass back out there again. Leave that man alone.
But he was like questioning her. She's like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna be really brave tonight, like alluding to the fact it was gonna be like dangerous and stuff. And like he's like, really, you are? Like he was so not buying it. And then she comes out with a fucking snake and everyone's like, she wasn't lying.
Yeah, she talks about like she was fucking scared. I don't know, I might be remembering this wrong, but I thought she said that like she kind of was getting hives from being so scared. I'm not sure.
Ooh, like she was breaking out.
Yeah, but girl was badass for sure. And that outfit was
the green.
Britney's body. Yes. Not, you know, like I don't want to sexualize her, but her body fucking insane. And when they try to body shame her for that, I think it's the 2007 performance, she was still fit. It's just that it's just that at the time, like you have to think that your body's not fully developed. She wasn't even 25 yet. Like
I don't even know if she was 20.
Yeah, you're right. Because I think she debuted at like 16. So, you know, everyone could fuck off. I would kill for her body.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Yeah.
In a good way.
It's sickening. No, go ahead.
I also had, I have a deep dive fun fact about the I'm a Slave for You performance. Because she had a tiger in the cage with her, obviously the tiger had a handler, and it was Doc Bogvan Antle from the Tiger King documentary.
I remember that being a part of the show. Like I remember that was his like humble brag.
Yeah, like I was with Brittany during the Slave for You video.
Jesus, when worlds collide. And the snake, who I think his name was Banana, the snakes live forever. And he passed away within like a period of time that is close. I don't want to say not too long ago. And Brittany had like acknowledged it. Like I just know that my friend Banana had like crossed the other side.
And can we talk about the I'm a Slave for You video? Like, so
that's dirty in a good way.
Yes. The Christina Aguilera dirty video, you know me about bathing. I was having a problem. You know, I was diehard for I still love Christina Aguilera. It's just I was just like, why are we doing this? And then it just got into some like appropriation areas when she started to like really tan ridiculously and just it was a lot. I don't like when white girls want to shed their good girl images and then they appropriate Black culture to do it, and then they like go back to being a white girl.
The
Miley Cyrus,
the braids and the and the weaved in like colored pieces and stuff.
It's that video, that music video with her and Little Kim where she's wearing the purple like towel outfit. It's like a towel material. Hold me down, or that towel.
Oh, okay.
You know what I meant,
like a Juicy Couture outfit.
Yeah, but it's like cooter cutter, you know. Like what is it called? She's got black hair in it. Anywho, that video.
Oh, like the halter top.
Is it halter? I don't know.
But it's like velour tracksuit, but it's like
a lavender lilac color. Yeah.
Can we talk about the mess that was Lady Marmalade?
Oh, yes. That's also a collaboration of divas. Big personalities that didn't really get along.
I think the biggest issue really was between Pink and Christina Aguilera. I think that's where the only beef was. I don't think Maya was like chill. and Lil Kim was cool, like with everybody. So I think it's just those two.
I think it rubbed Pink the wrong way. And I am a Pink stan, so I'm always going to be in Pink's corner. But I think it just rubbed her the wrong way, where like Christina came in as like this entitled person, like, I'm going to cherry pick my parts and I get kind of like front stage where y'all are going to be behind me type thing. And Pink, like, she's from the street. She doesn't play those games.
Some of her early songs were really good. Like there was like This Is My Vietnam, I'm at War. Like some of her early stuff was good. And I respect Pink in many ways as an artist, but sometimes I feel like she comes across as a little bit of a bully.
Yeah.
And she talks about other women.
She has kind of talks about like her second and third album where she was throwing a lot of shade towards like Britney and Christina and the other.
She was mean. It wasn't throwing shade. She was like, it was bad enough that they were all pitted against each other. But if you notice, Britney never said anything bad about anybody.
Yeah.
Ever. Christina has been known to be a diva, and a lot like Mary J. Blige has talked about how she don't fuck with Christina Aguilera. Like because the girl is so talented, I think it kind of threw things off. I think she's much better now, and there were some stuff. But like Jessica Simpson, I don't think is a mean person. And when she made that Stupid Girl song and then she had people in the video look like nobody was talking about Pink. And I understand Pink was like frustrated with more of the industry, but she didn't have to like do that. And so I have to go back and look and see how she's talked about that and been held accountable
on the Drew Barrymore show, and she talks about it a lot. And even she's changed the lyrics where she's like, damn Britney Spears, now she's like precious Britney Spears or something like that. Like she changes the words, or she has changed the lyrics to some of her songs to reflect like that she's kind of acknowledged that some of her songs were not appropriate. And
all right, good for her. That makes me feel better.
Yeah, because I was side-eyeing that. So let's kind of run through some of the other things that happened. Michael Jackson made a surprise appearance at the end of NSYNC's performance of Pop and was surrounded by members of the group. Jackson performed some of his trademark dance moves to Justin Timberlake's beatboxing. I have no comments. Fatboy Slim took home 6 Moon Men, the most of the evening, for his Weapon of Choice video, which had Christopher Walken in it, which iconic.
Yeah.
This was really sad. The World Trade Center towers that were featured in Limp Bizkit's winning rock video were destroyed in the September 11 attacks 5 days after this show. And additional performances were by Jay-Z, Jennifer Lopez, Ja Rule, and Linkin Park. And this show will pay tribute to Aaliyah, who was supposed to be present but died 2 weeks prior in a plane crash. So YouTube paid tribute to punk rock singer Joey Ramone, who also died of lymphoma 4 months prior to the show.
And when I was researching, there was on one of the YouTube videos, they made a comment as like they were watching like the entire broadcast. There were advertisements for Glitter, which came out on September 11th. And then I think during the pre-show, there was an artist promoting their album dropping on September 11th as well.
Yeah, a lot of people who had albums coming out around that time were like put on pause. So that really killed a lot of people's music at the time. So,
and Lady Marmalade won Best Video from a Film as well as Video of the Year. And then the other nominees were Missy Elliott, Get Your Freak On, Eminem featuring Dido for Stan, shout out Devin Saw, Fatboy Slim, Weapon of Choice, and Janet Jackson's All For You.
Which this, I would say, out of all the ones that we've been looking at, that was the craziest category. That was like a really hard lineup. One. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're all so good in different ways.
That Get Your Freak On video, though.
So good. Oh, I'm sorry. And YouTube Beautiful Day is on the next page.
Right, if I never hear that song again, I'll be happy. But no, the Get Your Freak On video was like, Missy Elliott has just a unique style, and everything about that video was crazy. Like, you had to keep watching it over and over again to like, because you could miss something. I don't know.
Is
I
that
think
the
it
one
bodied.
where she wears like a trash bag almost, or is that a different
No,
one?
that's
Super
you
Duper
can't.
Fly.
Yeah, that is. Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah,
stand the rain.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I kind of, even though Missy Elliott produced Lady Marmalade, I just feel like that's one of those things where it's the song that stood out, because literally they all just dressed up like
Moulin Rouge characters.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
It was not that special. It was the fact that the all of them were together and the song was fire. So I don't know. I don't know if I agree with them winning video of the year.
Yeah.
I going back to like, that's a talent show song. To me, Lady Marmalade was a bat mitzvah song. So I had a B'nai Mitzvah class, which means that that's the class that you like undergo your study to have a bar bat mitzvah with. And my B'nai Mitzvah class had 33 kids in it. And it's kind of like kindergarten rules that you have to, it's kind of expected that you go to every single one of these bar mitzvahs to show your support to your classmates. So 33 weeks out of the year of that year that Lady Marmalade came out was played as like the closing banger of the night. So we were all so sweaty, like glitter just running down our faces after being so sweaty at the end of the night. But damn if we didn't bust out like, hey, hey. Yes. We'll always love that song, that music video. It never got old to me. That was one of those things like, oh my God, YMCA again. Like, I'd get so sick of it. Lady Marmalade never.
I had a couple of notes of other notable things from 2001. Macy Gray had the dress that said "My album drops on September 18th." And then for a couple of years, MTV did this thing. They did it with Britney Spears, and in 2001, they did it with Pink and Ja Rule, where they went and tried on outfits, and then the viewers got to vote on what their outfit for the VMAs would be.
Yeah.
And so Ja Rule's was like this all white tracksuit. And then he showed up as the person narrating the YouTube video described cosplaying as Sue Sylvester because he had a red Adidas tracksuit on. I found that hilarious.
I was just gonna say that Simone brought me back to my bat mitzvah days. It was a small window of time. Like, you don't realize you're not going to really get an opportunity to do it again unless your friends have children that turn 13. Carly, if you're listening, I can't wait till your children are able to have theirs, because they are the best parties ever. And my mom, thank you to my mom. No, my mom limited me. She's like, you can't. I had so many Jewish friends in middle school that she had to tell me that I could not go to all of them.
Yeah.
So I think I was only able to go to 2 or 3, and I was devastated because that's where all the kissing was happening. You know what I'm saying? That's where all the hookups were happening, you know, and you hang out with your friends. It's like a party. You're getting all these really cool swag bags and stuff.
Yes.
But my mom was like, yo, yeah, you're getting swag bags, but I'm shelling out checks to
right.
Can't go there without money.
It gets expensive over time.
Yeah. So I was only able to go to my friend Andrew's and my friend Bonnie's, and I think and then later on when I got to high school, my friend's younger sister had one and invited me, but I wasn't allowed to go. Like, I was cut off. It's a damn shame.
We really want to do that for my sister's 40th that's coming up, of just like recreating like the bat mitzvah lineup and theming and like balloon arches and stuff like that.
So much.
Oh my God, you guys really need to do that.
Yeah.
100%. All right, now we're in 2002. We're gonna do a speed round really quick.
Okay.
We're back in New York City, and now our boy Jimmy Fallon is here hosting Triumph. Triumph, the insult comic dog. He picked a fight with Eminem. I remember that. I think it was like on the red. And so like we're seeing the puppet, but Eminem is probably straight up looking at this fucking dude.
Yeah, it was a stupid puppet.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Justin Timberlake made his solo performance debut on the show with his single "Like I Love You," and we're having another in kind of memorial for Lisa Left Eye Lopez because she has passed away from a plane crash. So we just had, I remember that just hitting really hard.
Yeah.
Lisa Lopez died in a car accident.
Oh, you're right. But where was she? Was she like but she wasn't home.
She was like in South America or something.
Yes.
I remember it was a Montero Sport because we rented one of those soon after. And I had remember listening to like the news packages about it, and they're like, this car is really top heavy, so it's flips, really easy to roll. And I'm like, we've rented the death car. Like,
I don't mean to laugh, but yes, that is scary. So all the members came together and they celebrated Lisa. This one is funny, and I don't think I ever recognized it when it actually happened.
Me either.
Michael Jackson mistakenly accepted an imaginary Artist of the Millennium Award? ? The VMAs took place on his birthday, and as a tribute, Britney Spears introduced him by saying she considered him the Artist of the Millennium. And so, like, I feel like he like gave a speech. It was like whole.
So, when I was researching this, it said like he had a speech prepared, so it felt like he was told he was going to get an award. And I think even on some of like the TV guide, like snippets, it said Michael Jackson will earn a Lifetime Achievement Award or something like that. And then it sounded like maybe at the last minute MTV was like, never mind, we're not going to do this. But also he had like a weird treble clef like Hobby Lobby award that Britney gave to him that looked very like homemade. It was all so bizarre.
Somebody fucked up and there was panic. Like someone ran to a store and said, this will work. Like it was giving very secondhand Dollar Tree cheapness.
It was like, oh yeah, fuck, we forgot. We told him he's getting this award. What do we do now?
Christina Aguilera, this is her transformation to her dirty era. Is this the outfit where she looks like she's wearing a handkerchief and a little sliver of a jean skirt?
Yes. Yeah, that sounds right.
She was very
dirty,
skinny.
She
to
was
be able to pull this off.
And then she, like a couple of years prior on the red carpet, they were asking her like, who are you most excited to see? She says Eminem. And then some shit goes down between her and Eminem. He writes like a lyric about her dating Fred Durst and all of this stuff. So now they're beefing. And then she has to present him with the Best Male Artist Award. And so this is when she was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Eminem.
But when he comes up, he says thank you. Like he's not shady, but he does a video where she's apparently supposed to be this sex doll.
Oh, right.
Do you remember that? Like
he like messes around with it.
Eminem is an asshole.
Yeah.
A misogynistic asshole. And I also feel like at the time, like when he was feeling ladies and maybe they, swerved on him.
Yeah.
He was not happy about it. Like we all know the infamous stuff with him and Mariah, but I would say Mariah won that one because Obsessed ain't no better.
Why are you so obsessed with me? Also confirmed this is the year that the handkerchief is a good way of putting it, or just an infinity scarf that were like cupped around her boobs and the micro skirt.
Yes.
For Christina.
And the weird, like
a hat, a big Newsies hat.
Yes.
It's a look. It's a look.
It's something. Avril Lavigne won her first award ever as Best New Artist in a Video, and she got the record for the youngest artist so far to win this award at age 17. She kicked off the 2002 VMAs with Complicated / Skater Boy pre-show and Complicated Skater Boy pre-show performance.
And Lisa Marie Presley gave the award for Best Female Video to Pink, who was under the effects of alcohol during the acceptance speech. Oh, Pink, darling.
Is she completely sober now?
I don't know.
I am not sure.
Okay.
But also, during this, when Lisa Marie was presenting the award, poor Lisa Marie was just trying to keep it together because she was presenting with David Arquette, who was acting like a 5-year-old, and he like kept interrupting her and acting like he was drunk and stuff while she was trying. And she's like, "What the fuck, dude?" Like,
Simone, who won video of the year this year?
Eminem. Without me, it just feels so empty.
Yeah, and he won Best Male Video, Best Rap Video, Best Direction, and he was up against Linkin Park for In the End, NSYNC, Gone. Nas won One Mic, POD, Alive, and the White Stripes, Fell in Love with a Girl.
Oh, early White Stripes.
Now we're in 2003. We're with Chris Rock again. We are in New York, and Beyonce has made this is her debut as a solo artist. She opens her performance by descending upon the crowd upside down from the rafters at Radio City Music Hall.
Yeah, she does.
She performed Baby Boy as she was gently lowered to the stage, dressed in harem pants. She was later joined by Jay-Z as they performed the duet Crazy in Love. The performance marked, obviously, her solo debut. When I say that this song, this music video, okay, I am going to be honest. I'm going to say something. I don't know if people are going to hate me for this. Some people say I'm a Beyonce stan. Who knows?
Danielle's part of the Beehive, even though she fights against it with all her might.
When Beyonce decided to go solo, I mean, we all saw the writing on the wall a long time ago. It's not like we didn't see it coming.
Damn, pun intended with that one.
I just didn't know, honestly, when she did, like, I think it was for that spy movie that she did a song for. I wasn't sure she was gonna make it. Like, I wasn't feeling the vibes of these songs yet at the time.
You weren't sold at that time.
And I feel bad for even admitting this, but I wasn't sure. She's very talented, but I know the industry, it's difficult. And especially at that time, it was like blonde princesses everywhere, R&B slowly dying. Like, there's a lot going on. But when Crazy in Love came out, I said, all right, B, I'm swallowing my fucking words, because she was rocking them Daisy Dukes, them cooter cutters, them legs wrapping around in a white t-shirt. She didn't have to do much. And that dance, and she was wearing them pants, and I didn't see her butt crack, but it looked like I was about to see the butt crack. That's skill.
It's skill.
I became a believer,
Yeah.
So she did her damn thing. And then that performance, you could tell Beyonce was like, this is my time. I have to prove that I am here legitimately to stay. And she sure did love that Baby Boy song. She played all the time.
Yeah.
So this was also the year of the infamous kiss. It was 25 years since the first Video Music Awards, where Madonna performed Like a Virgin. So to pay homage to that, it was Madonna, Britney, and Christina Aguilera, and they all like not all shared a three-way kiss, but Madonna kissed Britney, and then Christina.
And Britney's Christina like got pissed. The shorter end of the stick because they all panned to see Justin's reaction, because at this point they were broken up, and so they wanted to see what Justin's face was.
And this is Mary J. Time to shine, because Justin looks pissed, but Mary J's like, the fuck is this? It is hilarious. If you haven't seen, like, if you only paid attention to Justin, go back and watch that clip so you can see Mary J. Blige's face, because it is priceless. Missy Elliott does come onto the stage later, but the thing that always, like, I can never take it out of my head, I was not a fan of this because I just felt like, what is this for? Like,
it was a spectacle, and that's all it was for, was shock value. Yeah,
right.
It wasn't performance art. It wasn't anything but,
and it wasn't something to push forward to make, you know, LGBT acceptance.
Totally. It was very exploitive,
right? Yes. And all I remember is that line of spit between Britney and Madonna. That, I'm telling you, that is all.
Focus on.
I'm sorry,
I know. Spit.
I can't help it. It was that, like, took me out of the moment, and I just feel like the three of those talents. That's what really, I guess, pissed me off. The three of those talents and what they could have possibly done together, relegated to that.
A mediocre performance by the three of them.
It's especially the way that Madonna and Britney and even Christina could dance. Like, I'm not saying all of them could sing that well to the level where it's like they were all in the same, because like Christina definitely has a more amazing voice. Britney, I think, has a really good voice, but was kind of putting on in a way. And you know, people have talked about that. That's like a whole nother thing. Madonna, well,
she's a performer.
Beautiful gowns.
Yes. So Missy Elliott won Video of the Year for Work It. I love that when she was accepting the award, Allison Stoner was on stage and Missy like sang her praises and was like, this video wouldn't have been what it was without Allison. So she really gave credit to what an amazing talent Allison Stoner was, and continues to be. So it also won Best Hip Hop Video, and the other videos that were nominated were 50 Cent In the Club, Johnny Cash Hurt, Eminem Lose Yourself, and Justin Timberlake Cry Me a River.
Damn. Now, that Cry Me a River video was iconic. And we know he's trash. We know it now, right? But at the time we were like, what the fuck is going on? Like, did Brit cheat on him? Like, what is this? And then he said it was about Alicia Cuthbert. What's her name, Jackie? From
Cuthbert,
because she was dating his very ugly friend. I'm just gonna keep it honest. I was like, that is who. Okay, fine. She was dating him, and so he said it was about her and that she cheated on him. And I was like, she probably should have just broken up with him, but she probably realized she could do better. I'm just saying. But he did it on purpose. Like, he knew what he was doing. Like, we all, like the Scarlett Johansson in that video, which is also super weird and funny because she was in that video and then there was rumors that they were dating. And then, as we all know, she ends up marrying Ryan Reynolds. And I think there was rumors that I feel like,
wait, ScarJo or Blake Lively?
No, ScarJo was married to Ryan Reynolds first. Yes.
For like 2 years.
Man.
And then they got a divorce. And I believe at some point, and there might have been a rumor that Ryan Reynolds, oh yes, yeah, when they were in the movie together, Jessica Biel, there was rumors that her and Ryan Reynolds were together, and it's almost like they swapped because then they dated each other. But anywho, so yeah, that video was salacious at the time. Yes. 50 Cent in the club, he came out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. Everybody knew he got shut up, but like I just will always remember him in that white tee, hanging upside down, doing those in the Super Bowl. Yeah. And the Super Bowl, he recreated it. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But that song was a banger. I was literally, I mean, how cool is it to say I was in the club when this song came out? Like, I was in the club.
Right place, right time, man.
Oh, man. What a time. And Lose Yourself, spaghetti, spaghetti, spaghetti. Oh,
Mom spaghetti.
Dave Chappelle.
We're in 2004. Oh, we're in Miami. There is no host because of the size of the venue. This was the first time the award show was held outside of New York City or Los Angeles. And it was the first music video awards to not have a host. And I think they learned pretty quickly after this that they would never do that again. I think now they have different MCs, like various people. But yeah, I would say that this is maybe the blackest, maybe next year too, show that they've had, because some of the performances, I kind of want to go back and just like turn it all the way up, you know?
There's some bangers in this performance.
For sure. And this is a time from a hip hop perspective that when we started these award shows, it was very much East Coast, West Coast, right? Like that's where the core of hip hop was. And we are starting to see like it expand to the South. Like it was an explosion during this time where we're seeing a lot of rappers from the South and the Midwest really take the wheel, which I'm not mad at because I'm all about that booty popping music.
So the winner for video of the year for 2004 was Outkast with Hey Ya. Who's the guy that's not Andre 3000 in that group?
Big Boy.
Thank you. I knew his name. It just wasn't coming. So Big Boy had to accept the Moon Man because Andre 3000 was already on stage preparing to close out the night with a medley performance. And the other awards that Hey Ya won were Best Hip Hop Video, Best Art Direction, and Best Special Effects. Another thing to note is like when he got to Hey Ya in his medley, he's like, I guess I have to perform this Hey Ya. Like he was over it. He was done with Hey Ya. He did not want to perform it, but obviously it was the crowd pleaser.
Yeah, you have to do that crowd work.
Yes.
Well, so what happened is this, like Outkast, one of the best groups ever of all time. And they've had some banger albums. And the two of them were musically going in two different directions, but they're also so like loyal to each other that they didn't want to kind of like quote unquote go solo, and they kind of stick to that now. Like it's very rare to get an Andre 3000, I don't want to say cameo, but what do you call it when
make an appearance?
Yeah, something like that. What?
Sorry, I guess it's the same word for a cameo.
Thank you. It's hard to get a feature for him. He's done it a few times, but they only do things together. Both of them have done features. So what they ended up doing for this particular album was they kind of did it together but separate, but it was still an Outkast album. So you could see the directions of where Andre was going with some of his songs, and you could see some of the stuff Big Boy was doing, and it was really cool how they did that. I give them props for that. Who else was nominated? D12, My Band, Jay-Z, 99 Problems, Toxic by Britney Spears, and Usher and Ludacris with yet like again very difficult year. This and I mean and I'm not just talking about the songs, the videos for a lot of these were pretty iconic as well.
And also just a year of performances as well. I mean, I'll never forget being first introduced to the Ying Yang Twins, which was this year. And just all the gifts that they have given to music throughout the year. I love one of my personal favorite Ying Yang Twins. I think it's like their collaboration with Britney in it's the album where Toxic's on, but it's a song called Country Boy, I think. Anyways, super great. But also Hoobastank, Jessica Simpson, Nelly, Alicia Keys, Yellow Card. We're seeing like a huge increase more in like pop punk, early emo era of music, which is super fun to see.
Yeah. And you do definitely get a lot of ATL in this show. We had performances by Usher, Outkast, Little John and the East Side Boys, Ying Yang Twins, and then I believe Little John and the East Side Boys performed together, and then the Ying Yang Twins came and performed with them. And then they all came to perform with the Terror Squad, because this is when Lean Back came out. Like, let me tell you, the way your girl was grooving in this time, I still remember it. It was, shout out to Shayla for dragging me to Deep and dancing on the dance floor. It was a good time. Yes, it was a club.
There were a couple of other things to note. This was the Vote or Die campaign.
Oh,
because it was an election year.
South Park spoofed that.
Yes. And I believe they had this, I think this was the year that they had the Bush girls.
They had the Carey kids sisters, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The daughters.
Yeah. And they were talking about like vote for my dad type thing. It was kind of odd.
It was a rough time.
Yeah.
It's a rough time. And then we also get a random Tony Hawk skating performance, because this was the first year that they did best like video game soundtrack or something. They had some weird award. And of course, Tony Hawk is going to win every time, because that was really the only video game with a soundtrack at that time.
Yeah, and those soundtracks were banger. And I confirmed that the Californication music video was like them in almost like a Tony Pro Hawk skater. They were like CGI'd skateboarding in that video. Yeah.
Well, we didn't have a lot going on here in 2004, but
2005 was a trip.
Let's buckle up, y'all. Now, we have moved on from the comedian host, and this is the first time that we are getting, in VMA history, someone predominantly known as a musician to be asked to helm the event, and we get Sean Diddy Combs in 2005, and we are back in Miami.
However, there was a little storm brewing called Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah. This is a rough time.
It was. Like,
we got so many storms like back to back during this.
And just the audacity, like people are like actively losing their homes, and this performance parade of celebrities getting together to celebrate these frivolous music videos that they've made. Like, it just seems really ick to even have the VMAs during this time in the location that it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Money never stops with these people.
Ugh.
It is to be noted that the 2005 VMAs were the first to have a performance in Spanish when Shakira performed her single La Tutora. I hope I said that right, with Alejandro Sanz. It was also the first time that Spanish language videos were nominated at the awards, which welcome to the fucking world, MTV. Yeah. I think they had like the VMAs in Latin America. I know they had them in Europe as well or whatever, but like, this is ridiculous. But okay. We had some beef, guys, some more fighting. The girls are fighting again. Fat Joe made disparaging comments about G-Unit, because this is an era also of the rap like cruise. Okay, so we had G-Unit, we had Terror Squad, we had Eminem and his D12 people, but then we also have like Eminem with like Dr. Dre in them as well, with again 50 Cent, because they're all on the same label with the game asshole. So it was a lot of weird shuffling stuff going on, stupid shit. So Fat Joe said, "I'd like to tell the people at home I feel so safe tonight with all the police protection courtesy of G Unit." Later in the show, after G Unit's performance, 50 Cent directed profanities at Fat Joe, which were edited out before the show's airing, although some broadcasts played the uncensored version of the show. It was a mess, y'all.
Damn.
Again, the girls were fighting.
And the whole performance, to add insult to injury, so we have Hurricane Katrina ravaging parts of Florida and going up and causing destruction in New Orleans. The whole show was water themed. So it started out with Puff Daddy parroting Mariah Carey's Honey video where he dives into the water and swims through the hole and then pops up and like gets on stage. And then like they have these weird like arches of water that people have to walk through, but it's like getting the stage wet. Kelly Clarkson performs Since You've Been Gone barefoot, wearing a graphic belly top and capri pants.
Right.
She moves through the crowd during the performance, slips and falls. It culminates in her getting completely soaked, and the audience was soaked as well. It was water and performances don't typically mix unless it's very well choreographed.
Yeah, typically not. And I wonder, except if you were Tom Holland and you were on the lip sync battle and you were doing that was a really great use of water technology. And I wonder if some of these guys hopped on. You remember when MTV, like Bush Hates Black People, when they were doing
Kanye West, when they were doing the
like celebrity let's raise awareness. So
Mm-hmm.
do you think that they were doing that for damage control after this one, of like, listen, we just like very pompously showed off during a time of, I don't know which one came first, if it was the televised show or the VMAs.
I don't know.
I know we are in 2005, but I believe I think it happened in 2001. I have to check, but there was a Pass the Cavassier performance with like Busta Rhymes and P. Diddy and Pharrell. Like everybody was on that stage. They had people on pogo sticks jumping, and I just remember thinking it was one of the best damn things I ever saw for some reason.
So what else happened? Actress Eva Longoria caused a stir when she appeared barely dressed to introduce Mariah Carey. It looked like she was wearing like a little frilly bathing suit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if you're going to have a water themed
right
event, I mean, she was just dressing the part.
Right.
True.
Green Day won Video of the Year for Boulevard of Broken Dreams. They cleaned up pretty well this year.
Mm-hmm.
It was Best Group Video, Best Rock Video, Best Direction, Best Cinematography, and Best Editing. And they beat out Coldplay, Speed of Sound, Snoop Dogg featuring Pharrell Williams for Drop It Like It's Hot.
That was a banger.
It was. Gwen Stefani for Holler Back Girl, another banger.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kanye West for Jesus Walks, which I hate that I love that song because I don't want
I have I know we have to like hold people accountable.
Yes.
And I fucking hate him. But I also like in my brain, I just like slice this time, like a time period where I'm just like, I'm just gonna come over here.
Jesus Walks in the War movie with Jake Gyllenhaal, like that's the anthem of that movie. And it is so powerful and so perfect. And I just Jesus Walks and Stronger by Kanye are like my two, like, okay, I will give it a pass.
He's such he needs help, but he's also an asswipe. So
We do get performances by the Killers for Mr. Brightside. God, I love that song.
It's an anthem.
It is. When Little Kim, I can't remember if she was presenting or performing. I think she was presenting, or maybe she won something. I don't know. I only have half the information. The comment was made that she was about to go to the big house because she was to turn herself into jail the next day for lying under oath.
Right.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Also, I found out what year this Past the Cavassier performance was, and it was 2003.
Oh, and they were on pogo sticks?
People were dancers and stuff. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing.
And then we also get Mariah Carey does a performance where she ends up in the water very elegantly, very Mariah Carey-esque. And then Destiny's Child, this is when they announced their hiatus.
Yeah. They only got back together they did a greatest hits album.
Oh, yeah.
To their contract of like how many albums they were supposed to do. That was Murder, She Wrote, you know. I was devastated as a unbiased Destiny's Child fan. Well, ladies, we did it. We did 10 years of VMAs, and now we got to get to the juicy bits. I'm gonna ask you guys to narrow down a few of your favorites. So we're gonna start
Sophie's choices here. I feel
I'm giving you all of us 3 choices for your favorite music videos that came out of these time periods that were most likely nominated for an award.
I've been taking notes and narrowing it down. So I have my list. Corn, Freak on a Leash, because just the animation style with that is just very, very impressive to me. We talked about it on our last episode, D'Angelo Untitled. He did so much doing so little.
Yeah, he did.
And then I'm going No Strings Attached. I just thought it was a really creative video. So those are mine.
It is very hard. This is difficult. I'm not gonna lie. Oh man. Okay.
Right. If you need time to think, I'm ready to go.
All right. You go.
Okay. Say My Name. I love that song very much, by Destiny's Child. Love that song very much. I performed it in a talent show. That is a talent show song, as I like to say. I loved the moving of the rooms, the different ways that film or that music video shot. And I'm also a very color coordinated person, so I loved the color schemes of that. Next, number 2 would be Toxic by Britney Spears. I think when I think of iconic Britney outfits, of course, I think of the red jumpsuit, Oops, I Did It Again, schoolgirl outfit, Hit Me Baby One More Time. But I think one of my favorites was the Toxic flight attendant outfit. Yes. And then to add on to No Strings Attached, I'm going Bye 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 for this one, because this wasn't the one that they were action figures. That was It's Gonna Be Me, which was also equally fun.
So good. Forgot about that one.
But the Bye Bye Bye, just that it's the choreography for me. It's the moving box that they're in. I had Darren Chris's like music video VHS tapes, and that was like the first one I probably memorized. That was his name, right?
Yeah, it was. Yes. Yeah, I think so. You Can Hate Me Now. And it's because I was at my dad's in New York, and literally across the street at the bodega, Nas was on top of the bodega filming the You Can Hate Me Now video, and like Busta Rhymes, P. Diddy, all of them were out there. And I remember how excited I was and just like being able to share that moment with my cousins and my dad. And so like I could look at that video and always remember it. That definitely, it was a fun one. And it did show New York quite a bit, like the old New York, not whatever is going on now. My next one is Lose My Breath, Destiny's Child, because they were playing different versions of themselves. And the dance break, one of my favorites. And then my last one would definitely be TLC Scrubs. The swings, the Afrofuturism, definitely one of my favorites. It's very hard. There's so many I missed, but I'm okay with those. Those are solid for me. Performances. Favorite performances.
Mine is 1995 TLC's Crazy Sexy Cool medley. Number 1 top performance. Second one is 1996 Fuji's medley. Gave me all the feels, made me sing out loud. And then I think it was 2000 Eminem Real Slim Shady, where it was just really unique, where they started out outside and came in, and
solid choices.
Yeah.
I think I know.
All right, go for it.
So TLC, no scrubs, too much booty in the pants. Love it. I would say Beyonce's debut, Crazy in Love, Baby Boy. Bitch was hanging from the rafters. I mean, you got to give her that.
That was a close tie.
Oh gosh, what was the other one? I definitely think I'm gonna go with Slave for You, Britney Spears, because she was killing it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Simone?
I overlap with some of y'all. I'm going 2 Britney performances. One would be Bedazzled.
Oops, I did it again.
Thank you. Oops, I did it again. Second would be Banana Snake, Slave for You, and then third would be the Slim Shady performance.
All right. Now, which scandal moment was like the most iconic for you? Like your favorite?
So it's kind of unfortunate because I feel like later years in VMAs, I remember more of those scandals more in terms of like interruptions and twerking and things like that. But overall, I think I just loved Little Kim's boob. It just was the first time that under boob was like so represented behind camera, and I just loved it so much. And I really thought that my mom was gonna this was it. She's gonna turn the TV off, because my parents, and I kind of alluded to this earlier, my parents were like fine with violence and gore and blood, but sex, they like drew the line at. And so I was like looking over at my mom, and she was like also very invested. We were just mesmerized by the free titty that night. And so a moment, a scandal, an icon, a legend. That's like my number 1 for me.
I am adjacent. I am Diana Ross tapping Lil' Kim's titty on stage.
Y'all got me. That was mine too. And I'm not going to change it because, again, I could still just feel someone just saying, oh, so we got our titties out today. Okay.
Yes.
And I feel like Danielle said, like it was almost the start of the like, wear what you want, feel comfortable in your body, and don't let people tell you like what you can and can't do.
And match your wig to your pasty.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yes.
And
that whole outfit became a costume.
Yeah.
In the best way.
100%. All right. Favorite host. I'm gonna say the Wayans brothers, just because I think 2000 was an iconic moment. It's this millennium, turn of the century, this like Beanie Baby doomsday. Are we gonna live through this? It's still a pre 9/11 world, but this was the first set of hosts that I remember laughing at, because I remember that their comedies are very like funny. I love their sketches. And this was the first one that like really stuck out in my mind as memorable hosts. I'm going with Chris Rock because I just remember Jackie and I very much watched like all of his stand-up and Dave Chappelle. So like we were excited when he was hosting at the time. So, and he did it so many times. So yeah.
Yeah, I am also going Chris Rock, but I am going his third time hosting, which would be 2003 Chris Rock.
Okay.
A specific Chris Rock. I like it.
And lastly, favorite show.
Like the year?
Yeah, which year out of the ones we covered? I'm going with 1999. To me, it's a tie between 99 and 2005, but I really think 99 was like the one that stuck out, like a lot of the performances, and it was the ushering of kind of the music that was happening in our pivotal years growing up. Yeah. There was just so many of our favorites on that one.
I'm going a year later, 2000, where Britney really hit her stride as a performer and kind of took charge of like how she wanted to perform, what she wanted to wear. And then we get an NSYNC performance. I just think it was like a really solid lineup that year.
Yeah.
I agree with Jackie on this one. I'm going 2000 because in addition to that, that's also the Slim Shady performance.
Yeah.
So it's just, you had to be there, you guys. You really had to be there in the year 2000 to get it.
Yeah, 100%. Well, we did it, y'all. We did it. I definitely feel like it was a time capsule. Like you think you don't remember these things all the time. There's obviously the things that are the most iconic that still float up around the internet, but like kind of going through these deep dives, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I remember this still. Mm-hmm. And it was a time when these were an event, like even when I was in college, I remember getting together with people and watching the award show.
It's a sleepover event. You get pizza, you have your little specialty Mountain Dews and your popcorn and candy, and it's a night.
Yeah. And then it like aired, but then they would rerun it for like 4 weeks and we and watch it over and over and over again.
We recorded a lot of them on VHS and we still have them.
Oh, that's cool.
And so I think my sister has them. I like to go back to them for the commercials of it all, because commercials also tell us like who we were as a society in that time. But it's just, I love that we have that archival footage.
Yeah, that's really cool. Oh boy. Well, thank you guys for buckling up with us and doing not one, but 2 episodes of us diving into the VMAs. Make sure you stay tuned as we continue to do these fun bonus episodes as we support the WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes. Don't forget to check us out at No More Late Fees on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Threads, and let us know what you think.
And you can also hit us up at our quick 909-601-6653, 909-601 NMLF. You can twat us at the Twitters, hem us at the Threads, or leave a message on our Spotify for Podcasters account, and you could be featured on a future episode.
Again, we want to thank our wonderful friend Simone for taking the time out and just diving into memory lane with us. We love having you on. Can't wait for you to come back.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you so much. An absolute delight to be behind the microphone again. And to all of my No More Late Fees friends, thank you for listening to 2 episodes of my voice. That's a tough job to do. So
no, it's so not.
It's fabulous. I loved every second of it. And as always, be kind and rewind.